Morning everyone, welcome back to my channel, welcome to Vlogmas, and if you're new here then hello. My name is Kelly and I make lifestyle videos, lots of hauls, lots of vlogs, and I'm currently pregnant, which is why I'm out of puff. We have been struck down with the lurgy. So far, fingers crossed I haven't got it, but Ash is really suffering at the minute, so yeah, the vlogs haven't been too exciting the last couple of days, but what can you do when you're poorly? I've got a few hours spare. Ash has gone to work for the morning. He's not doing all day, he's just doing the morning, because this afternoon I have got 3 hospital appointments, which is not great. Currently freezing. I've got like a jumper on and then this thick hoodie as well, because I've got the bedroom window wide open trying to get rid of some of the germs that have obviously gone in there overnight. I don't know if it will work, it's just something I've always done. And yeah, I've already popped out, got some keys cut, whole nother story on that, which I'll explain in a little bit. So I need to go and pick those up. Hopefully they'll be done before my hospital appointment, otherwise by the time I get back he'll be shut. But firstly, I'm going to sit down, I think, and film some videos. I've just set up a Boots haul to film, and I've got a Temu haul to film as well, so there's a sneak peek. I also, I filmed my Trago haul to add to the vlog the other day, 2-3 days ago, and I put it on the floor and it's still there. So I need to find homes for all of that. I've also got like mess here, which is annoying me. And then if I go into the kitchen, I've got my food shopping from last night to pack away as well, and some dishes to sort out. So yeah, all fun stuff to do. I need to try and get everything done by 12 o'clock, so I'm going to sit down in a second, as I say, and film. Well, I am sat down now, but I'm going to film the 2 hauls in a minute so that I can edit them and they can be saving and uploading whilst I'm doing everything else. So I need to get it all done really. A lot of the stuff in the haul is for baby girl, so that can go in the nursery, which I have had a little sort, so hopefully I will try and remember to show you in there. I've started packing her clothes away. I did another load of washing yesterday of her clothes. I've got one more load of washing to do of clothes, and then I've got all the like bedding and towels and things like that to do, and then all of that side of it's done, and it's just a case of putting like the Moses basket up and making the bouncer up and things like that. I also need to collect either later this week or beginning of next week, whenever they let me know it's ready. I've bought one of the high chairs that you can use from Newborn, just to make things a little bit easier. Hopefully, fingers crossed. It's like Newborn, it goes right up through, so yeah, I'm hoping she might like sitting in that or lying in that for a little bit, just while like I clean the kitchen, etc., or whilst we're eating, things like that. But no, my luck, she'll probably just want to be held and that'll be it, but we shall see. I would have put her in the pushchair or in the pram and just rocked it with my foot whilst eating, but it would make such a noise, and I can guarantee the shop downstairs will complain. So talking of the shop downstairs, we have a side gate that gets to our property and 2 others, although one of them does have another entrance as well around the back. And then the shop below us has obviously their front door onto the actual high street, and they have a fire escape door that then goes into the alleyway, which joins up with our entrance, so they use that door as well. And they decided yesterday to take it upon themselves to shut the door for the entry. We haven't got a key, so last night I was planning on coming back and doing a nice little food haul to put up as a video and things, and an hour and a half later, after being sat thankfully in the estate agents, because she was still there, which I'm very, very grateful for, that she was working late. We finally got in when somebody let us in, but we were waiting for a locksmith up until that point, and then thankfully somebody read our message from the area and opened the thing for us because we were stuck. So hence why I've gone down this morning. They've lent me the key that they have, the only key that they have for the gate, so that I can go and get some keys cut, so that hopefully it won't happen again. But yeah, so that was a bit of a drama last night. So yeah, hence why my food shopping is on the floor. I took out all the fridge and frozen stuff, and that's just all the cupboard stuff that needs to go back. But by the time we got in, it was like 8 o'clock at night. I was absolutely starving. Ash obviously is feeling unwell, and he got worse as the evening went on. And we just had tea, let that settle down a bit so that I could do my testing, my pinprick for my gestational diabetes, and then yeah, literally went to bed. And I didn't sleep great either last night because my hips are so painful now, because obviously I've got to lie on my side. I can't lie on my back or obviously on my tummy. I don't even think it's possible to physically lay on my tummy. Not that I would anyway, because obviously it's dangerous. But yeah, lying on my side. I'm normally a side sleeper, but all of a sudden they're so painful, even to the point that it's painful to walk in the mornings. So yeah, I didn't sleep too great. I think I saw pretty much every hour on the hour, which is never fun. But hey ho, we move. So yeah, I think enough rambling from me. I'm going to film these 2 hauls and then get cracking on tidying this flat up a bit, because it looked so nice the other day and I've let it slide, and I feel really guilty because Ash probably just wants to come home to a nice tidy clean home, and he hasn't got that right now. Well, that didn't take me too long to film. I think it took me like 15 minutes, so that's not too bad. I'm going to quickly sit down and edit one video, and then whilst that's saving and uploading, I can pack some of what I'm about to show you away, because this is the reality of YouTube and filming hauls and things like that, or at least it's my reality. I just can't seem to be tidy. But it's like all down there is my Temu stuff, and then all up there as well. Yeah, I need to get cracking because it is already 20 to 10 and I don't really feel like I've achieved much so far. Plus I need to also get everything ready for my hospital appointments this afternoon, like my maternity notes. I've got to take some letters, I've got to take a sample, all things like that. So I kind of need to get ready for all of that. I just wanted to quickly jump on in here because I obviously went to the hospital, as I said in this video, but I didn't actually give you any update or anything, and I just wanted to pop a little kind of explanation, because after this little segment what you will see is pretty much nothing. There's just a few clips after this because my mood massively dipped after the hospital, I'm not gonna lie. I got there for my first appointment and they were on time, thankfully. That was with a consultant and a diabetic nurse, as always, or diabetic midwife, who is usually in there with a consultant as well. She took my urine sample whilst the consultant was catching up on my notes, because it was a different consultant to who I spoke to last time. So obviously didn't know my backstory or anything like that. Made a note of the medication I was on, which the previous consultant also did, so I don't know why they need to do it twice sometimes, but never mind. The midwife came back through and gave me what I can only describe as a look that said I was the worst mum to be in the world. Like, that's literally how it felt. Like, I knew instantly that something was wrong with my sample. Before I went to the hospital, I obviously had lunch because it was at a funny time. My appointment was at 2 o'clock. So I had lunch at like 12:30. I tested in the waiting room whilst I was waiting for my appointment, because obviously it's an hour in between. And so I don't know if that played a part, but basically I had quite a bit of sugar in my urine, and I also had, I don't know how you say it, is it ketones, whatever it is. They were high as well in my urine. I knew my urine was obviously looking dehydrated anyway, because being locked out the night before, like felt like I was playing catch up. So then she got me on the bed, she measured my blood pressure, she listened to baby girl, heartbeat was still strong and everything. She measured my bump, which I didn't think they actually did, because I was told that they wouldn't measure the bump because I was having growth scans, but she decided to anyway. And then she brought up my urine sample and basically was like glaring at me, and in a way telling me off without telling me off, which made me feel really, really uncomfortable, and to the point that I just wanted to sit there and burst into tears. I don't know if that was hormones or if it was just the situation, I don't know. She'd already had a bit of a moan at me because I had this consultant appointment before my scan, but I think the consultant appointment was meant to be in relation to my previous scan I had, and the hospital booked it. They sent me a letter out and I literally received it like the day before, so there wasn't really much I could do. This is an all new situation to me, and yeah, like I didn't know that I'd have to cancel that appointment and rearrange it myself. I kind of thought that, you know, when people are trained to book appointments, they would know that they go after the scan, especially in that particular department, because that's their job. But yeah, so I was already made to feel bad for having this appointment anyway. But it was discussed in the appointment that I will be having baby girl early, which I don't mind. Like, you know, it's only a few weeks early. It's not massive. It's not a massive gap. Just because of the gestational diabetes, they don't like you going over and things like that, which I'm fine with. You know, what's a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks, you know, there's not much in it. And the midwife, that was another thing, the midwife also scolded me because I'd had a couple of red readings and I hadn't phoned them in, which I wasn't told to unless I had 2 consecutive ones. So I explained this to her, and she was like, no, you should phone each one in. I was like, right, okay. So I was left a bit confused, to be honest, because I'm being told different information by different people. I'd already had a text message or a phone call the week before to say that they were happy with my testing levels, and that they understood that you're going to get a couple reds as you're like learning and stuff, and you know, things change, and you may well get a red every now and again. And I just felt like this midwife kind of brushed that all aside and was just like, no, that's all wrong, like I know best, kind of thing. So I come out of that appointment and they had advised to go straight down to the scanning area to see if they could fit my ultrasound in any earlier, because otherwise I'd have like an hour and a half sit to wait between the 2 appointments. And they were obviously a bit shirty because I have an appointment but I've turned up early, and I just explained I don't mind going down and sitting in the restaurant and whatnot, it doesn't bother me. I was just told to ask because the consultant then wanted to see me again after my scan, so that then I didn't book another consultant appointment. So she said she would find out and let me know. She'd talk to like a sonographer and see if they could squeeze me in. So I was like, yeah, that's fair enough, I'll go and wait in the waiting room. And I think just because of everything that had happened in that last like 45 minutes, if that, like I could feel myself welling up, and I was sat in the waiting room that like there was no more seats left, people were standing, like someone did give me a seat. It's kind of like what do you call it, not roulette, I don't know what it's called, can't think of the saying, but it's when you walk into the waiting room, it's kind of like who's heavier, pregnant, and if it's somebody that's, you know, quite early on, they give up the seat and let you sit down and things like that. It feels very awkward, but it's just what it is, or how I've witnessed it anyway. But yeah, so I managed to get a seat. Ash was stood for ages, and I could just feel myself welling up. But I didn't want to cry in front of all these people because I knew that if I started, I wouldn't stop. And then about half an hour later, my name was called, which was a bit awkward because my name was called before anybody that actually had the appointments was called. So that was a little bit awkward, but got into the scan room and the lady did everything that she needed to measure, and did an estimated weight. I think she weighed £4 4 ounces, which was on track. Size wise, she was absolutely fine. They were really happy with that. And I was just told to come back in 4 weeks' time for my next appointment, so that was fine. So then I grabbed my notes, booked my appointment, and reported back to the other reception for the consultant, who was on the phone with another lady, but the same midwife came out and was like, I'll collect your notes, you can look over it, and then if they need to discuss anything, they'll call me in. I was like, yeah, that's fine. And she had to come out, and you could see it was like, not grovel, but you could see she was kind of in shock because she'd obviously given me a hard time in my appointment, and then she had to come out and say kind of like, well done, what you're doing is working, like baby girl is fine. So yeah, you could almost see that it was like she was saying it but she didn't really want to say it, but she kind of had to. So yeah, so that kind of like sped up the process a little bit, and it turned out that between those 3 appointments that I technically had, I was out before the time of even my second appointment, so I was kind of glad about that. But yeah, it kind of, as you can imagine, just how she was, kind of, it put a dampener on the day. Like, I was really looking forward to seeing baby girl, and I'm glad I saw her on the screen, etc. Although it's always like in pieces now, you see like the head, then the stomach, then the legs, that kind of thing, because she's just too big to fit on the screen in one go. But I was so looking forward to seeing her. I'm glad I saw her. But yeah, it just put a bit of a dampener on it because I just felt so rotten. I felt like I'd done something majorly wrong. So when we come back, I literally had tea, went for a little walk, and then that was pretty much it. So that will be the next clips you see. But yeah, it was just because my mood took a downward spiral. I had a little cry in bed, and yeah, the next day is a new day, I guess, and starting a fresh slate. But yeah, I just wanted to jump on. I know this has obviously been a really chatty video, but I just wanted to jump on and kind of explain. I think I was probably nervous in the morning, and just trying to keep busy in that sense. And then yeah, the afternoon and evening was just, it was one of those. But yeah, I'll let you get back to the vlog now. Beautiful.